Hey, thanks for clicking on the video. This is going to be another episode of Reforge Gaming News, and we are covering the performance issues in Elden Ring. Also going to be doing some comparison for you because we did play on the PC last night. If you want to check that VOD, it is titled Elden Ring Gameplay Live, and it's got the sort of horse rider guy, I forget his name, the Tree Sentinel. We tried to fight him for about 3 hours, and we had a lot of performance issues on the PC. Today we will be playing the PS4 version on the PS5. That apparently is the smoothest version. Anything you can do to basically lower resolution is helping performance. Now, I try at the beginning of these broadcasts to give you all the relevant information right here at the beginning, and then we discuss it for about 3 hours. If you enjoy this type of content, be sure to hit subscribe and the bell button so you don't miss these live streams. This is a Reforge update. The Elden Ring problems are persisting just after it released, getting tons of great reviews, but now not faring very well on Steam because of all kinds of frame issues as well as issues with stuttering. If you like these quick updates, be sure to hit subscribe and that bell button so you don't miss my uploads. According to PC Gamer, despite receiving critical acclaim and cementing itself as one of the highest rated games of all time, Elden Ring has been receiving a rough time on Steam. The game is currently sitting at a mixed rating with 60% of its 19,000 user reviews being positive. It is not doing very well at all. That's a very low score for anything from FromSoftware, and it's especially low in light of the fact that it got all these 10s out of 10s, 9.5, 9, and very, very high score reviews prior to the game even coming out. Now, we have heard, because you might be asking, how do you get a 10 out of 10 when you have such glaring performance issues? Well, many are saying that got early access that was able to review it early. They said it wasn't performing nearly as bad as it is now. The day one patch may have actually made things worse. Now, both sides are actually complaining, even people that are giving it praise. According to that PC Gamer article, complaints about poor optimization are happening across both positive and negative reviews, with one Steam reviewer summarizing it as, quote, Elden Ring runs like liquid blank, and another reviewer called it a, quote, typical FromSoftware PC port. Players also lamented the addition of easy anti-cheat, which makes modding fixes for this a lot more difficult. People are trying to find workarounds, trying to find settings and adjustments that they can do to optimize the game's performance on PC, because that's where the more glaring issues seem to exist. Just constant rampant stuttering. As I was fighting the Tree Sentinel, I could not believe how poorly the game was performing. I have a very, very strong rig, probably a top-tier rig if you measure how strong you could make one. It's got a 2080 Ti in it. I've never had any issues with games performing, so it is not a computer power problem for most of the people that are experiencing these problems. Now, Bandai has responded hours after the release. They posted a blog post on their website. They're acknowledging, and they said the following, quote, we are currently experiencing some issues that are preventing the game from playing properly under some conditions. We apologize for any inconvenience this may cause and ask for your patience. Now, they've encouraged people to do all the traditional things. Update your drivers, make sure everything's up to date. Some people are trying to turn certain things off. I turned off the NVIDIA overlays, the Steam overlays. I had a complete system crash like the minute I got into the game. It ran after that okay, but then as soon as I got outside and was fighting the Tree Sentinel, it was abysmal. I could not believe how bad it was running. Now, this is incredibly disappointing because many people are going to point to these 10 out of 10 scores and think that something is amiss. They're going to think that something isn't right. Many people are going to claim that, these scores that they received are not accurate, or that were, bought and paid for, or people are being shills. SkillUp directly responded and said he had virtually no issues during his playthrough, and what he's seeing in the videos and the footage that's out there, like Carnage was having complete freezes in the middle of a fight. SkillUp's like, that wasn't happening to me. The day one patch seems to have made things worse. The opening Tree Sentinel fight that I was engaging with, I was like, it was running like a test product. It was like I was playing a technical test. I was like, I should have been jotting down like frame stutters on this animation and frame stutters in this area. I mean, it was very, very bad. So You have to decide right now whether or not it's even worth getting. Many people are running to the PlayStation 5 because, again, that's where the resolution is lower, so it runs a little bit more stable. But we're also hearing the PlayStation 5 has a saved file glitch or something if you're using if the PlayStation shuts down abruptly, or if you're using rest mode. So don't use rest mode on your PlayStation, and maybe try out that PS4 version. We're going to try it in our live stream over there on Reforge Gaming. As always, hit subscribe and the bell button. That way you don't miss these uploads. I'll see you in the next one. And I'll see the rest of you right now. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Obviously, not what I wanted to be saying the day after the game came out. This is absolutely the opposite conversation that I thought I was going to be having in the wake of Elden Ring's launch. It seems so bizarre that this sort of a thing would happen, and given the review scores, given the critical acclaim, given how great a developer FromSoftware is. Now, we know there's been issues with PC ports with FromSoftware games in the past. Reviewers have indicated that this is actually not abnormal for them. These sorts of things have happened before. So the question remains, is this in fact, a fixable thing quickly, or is this something that's baked into the port of the game? That's one of the primary concerns that I have for the PC audience. Mike on the mic, renewing that membership. Welcome back, my friend. Thank you for keeping your membership here. Where did you get the PS5 resolution runs lower? No, it doesn't. Xbox can't give PS5 credit. You should probably listen a little bit more closely before you say something so stupid, because not being stupid is a good thing. I said that if you run the PS4 version on the PS5, it runs at a lower resolution and the foliage runs at a lower density. So maybe before accusing me of being a liar and saying something that is false and looking like an idiot, maybe you should listen more carefully. The Xbox Series S, as in Sam, is apparently running very well as far as stability of frames because it runs at a lower resolution compared to the Xbox Series X. So people are doing something specific. You said nothing about running PS4. I'm listening. Brother, that's exactly what I said. I said many people are running to the PS5 version to run the PS4 because it runs at a lower resolution. I said that right at the beginning of the video. You're just too dumb to hear me, I guess. You're in here already starting a console war, so get the frick out. Walk on your own or I'll walk you myself. I've said this yesterday, I said it last night, and I said it this morning, all right? Don't come in here and start that console war crap with me. I'm sick of people like you. You are intolerable. You're so childish. It's not worth even talking to you. So this will be the last words I say to you. Good morning to everybody else. Good morning, Lona. About an hour in last night on the PS5. I ran the PS5 version. I definitely noticed some frame drops. Sometimes it felt like 60. Other times it felt like high 30s and 40s. They're saying that the PS5 version and the Series X version are landing in the 40 to 60s. That's what people are saying. They're saying it does not hit consistent 60s. Whether you play Series X as an X-ray or the PS5, you get the same results. You get a 40 to 60. You get a 40 to 60 frame rate, regardless of where you play. Regardless, it's a huge issue right now. The PC version was terrible. I couldn't believe it. It literally was like somebody was touching a dial, and it was like in the middle of fights, in the middle of animations, it was like a stuttering stagger thing, right? If you did, my bad, I'm not going nowhere. Listen, if you can admit you misheard me, it's a 5-minute segment at the beginning of the stream. I specifically said people were running the PS4 version on the PS5. I specifically stated that. What's hilarious is I'm commonly accused of being a Sony apologist because I love my PS5 and I've been pretty hard on Microsoft. Yo, what's good, Feed? I see you in the chat. Series S is doing good. Nowhere near as bad as what I watched you and Lubo had issues. Yeah, the Series S, Dauntless reported the same thing this morning, that the Series S is running very well. Again, I think it's because it targets a lower resolution. Game ran fine for me. Series S, set it to 1440 console mode and prioritizing frame rate in game settings. Digital Foundry said res drops to 720 at times. It does dynamic resolution on the Series S? I didn't know that. Mr. Pineapple Gaming with a $5 tip. I thought it was my PC, but when I fought a boss at the beginning, my frames kept dropping from 60 to 25. But when I didn't fight the boss, it was at 60. Yeah, that opening tree sentinel, I couldn't believe how bad it was running. It was so insane. There are reports that inputs aren't working properly. Like when you push buttons on the dadgum controller, it doesn't respond. Can you imagine working for Xbox and having to say X-Ray and Sam all day? So dumb. I hate how they name those. It's so annoying. Xbox Series X and the Xbox Series S. It's like, what the frick? I did have to lower my graphics settings to fight Tree Sentinel, but after that it improved. Now, we are hearing that once you get outside of the opening on PC, it does get significantly better. That opening area where I was fighting the Tree Sentinel, apparently it's like known... It's known for having the most stutters. So I don't know. People are running to the PS5 because that's where the resolution is lower, verbatim, so condescending. Watch the entire segment, you freaking idiot. Watch the entire segment. I open the segment by stating that people are running the PS4 version on the PS5. Contextually speaking, the antecedent of that statement is I'm referring back to that. So if you missed the segment, that's not my fault. That's basic grammatical allowances. You're allowed to refer back to something and use less words. Don't be so frickin' stupid. Put your axe down. I swear, people like you are so annoying. You're so pedantic. You're so set on arguing a point. Just get the frick out. Find somewhere else to hang out. I can't stand people like you. The whole segment was a 5-minute segment about what people are doing to get better performance, and I referred back to my opening statements. Jiminy frickin' Christmas. So condescending. Allow me to condescend you then, please. You deserve it. He said people are running the PS4 version on PS5. I've been here the whole time. Yeah. Just because you missed the opening statement doesn't mean I was being like lying or trying to misrepresent the PlayStation 5. Like, Jiminy Christmas. He said if you play the PS4 version on the PS5 because the PS4 version runs at a lower resolution, therefore running better on the PS5. That's what I'm saying. Like, I 100% said that. Why on earth would I not say why on earth would I try to mislead people about the PS5? What do I have to gain? That doesn't make any sense. What res are you running at? Have you tried dropping it to 1080? I didn't even think about that, Dauntless. Because according to Digital Foundry, the PC version, no matter what you do, it runs like that. Like, seriously, I didn't even try to mess with settings because I figured it's far better. It's far better for people to just see gameplay than for me to do that. Okay, Hilly clipped it. You want to hear it? Let's hang on. Hilly clipped it for me. Here we go. Had a lot of performance issues on the PC. Today we will be playing the PS4 version on the PS5. That apparently is the smoothest version. Anything you can do to basically lower resolution is helping performance. Now, I tried, and we had a lot of performance issues. There you go. It's a whole segment. You're yanking 5 seconds out of a 5-minute segment to try to act like I was bashing PS5 or something. Like, it's a whole dadgum segment. The segment is literally me saying that you have to run that version to get that performance. It's a whole 5-minute segment. Why isn't the title I was wrong about Elden Ring? Well, because performance issues are not the game. Like, if you can't draw a distinction between, like, stuttering issues and the game's quality, like, with Horizon Forbidden West, I was honest about that game. The game's great. It's a beautiful game. They did great work on it. It has performance issues. There's graphical problems with it. Deadpool shirt is dope, by the way. Thank you, Mike on the mic. Yeah, guys, don't forget, every day I'm wearing a shirt from 80s Tees. This is another one from 80s Tees, so use code LONO for 30% off at 80s Tees. Thanks for the compliment, Mike. So if I download the PS version, I get more stability? Yes, Veeder. So for the sake of clarity, the PS4 version, when running on the PS5, actually runs at a lower resolution with lower plant density, and you get stable frames. So that's what people are doing. Because when you run the PS4 version on the PS5, you're actually getting a different version of the game. It's not the PS5. It's the PS4 code set, basically, running on a stronger machine. That's what you're doing. Nobody with a $20 tip. I wanted to show my support, but I've lost my grandfather recently, and being here has been a place of solace. I've been enjoying Elden Ring on the Series X. Haven't experienced anything horrible yet. Well, I'm glad you're having a good time with the game. Sorry that you lost your grandfather. Glad that this place could be a great place for you to hang out in the midst of that darkness. Appreciate that. Oh, man. Like, listen. I get it. Homie came in on the tail end of the video. Homie came into on the tail end of the video, and he caught me saying that playing it on PS5 for the lower resolution. He caught that one statement. He thought, that's not true. What the frick? Right? He caught that. I get it. We're in a live environment. I get it. But you could have asked a question instead of immediately calling me a liar and an X-bot. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of options there that he could have chosen linguistically to gather more information. The PS4 version runs at reconstructed 1800p 60 locked on the PS5. I think I'll go for that. The frame rate's too unstable on the native PS5 version. Yeah. As soon as here's something that people need to understand. By the way, why don't we have 100 likes yet? We have almost 400 people here. What's going on? You guys are slacking. You guys are taking. I know it's Friday, but come on, lazy bones. Let's smash that like button. For those of you that have never been here before, this is From Friday, by the way. Every single Friday, we dub this From Friday, where we cover FromSoftware games, and we play FromSoftware games, and we very much have been looking forward to this. So a lot of you may be recent subscribers. Thank you so much for coming in. Thank you for hitting the like button. Thank you for hitting the subscribe button. Yeah, you're right, my bad. I enjoy your channel. You're like, listen. Godson, I bit your head off because I'm gonna be honest with you. It wasn't fair. You weren't fair to me, and I wasn't fair to you, okay? I wasn't fair to you because all week long we've had to deal with the console war. Like, people stoked those fires. So you weren't fair to me, and I wasn't fair to you, and now we can move on because now we have an understanding, and we don't need to treat each other uncharitably anymore. African Jedi was 6 months of membership. Played for 3 hours this morning on my Series X with my Frickmas coffee. Awesome game. No frame problems yet. Hopefully none. Thank you so much, African Jedi. Appreciate that very, very much. Yeah, I just really emphasized my mouth movement, Murph Dog. The audio synced up just fine. You might need a refresh. Network test was fine for me. Can someone call my job and tell them we have an emergency? I got to go home and see Lona with 0 distractions. Same here. I'm not experiencing any problems on my Xbox Series X running VRR. Well, let me explain something. Man, there's a lot to break down here, and I don't want to say anything that gets misunderstood, okay? VRR on your Series X is not removing the problems. It's just making it harder for you to see them. So just understand what I'm about to say. You're still having those issues. You're just less likely to notice them. Maybe you're sitting back far from your television. Maybe you don't really pay that close attention. You know, and VRR is there as well. Okay, that doesn't mean that the problems aren't there. Does that do you understand what I'm saying? I'm not trying to take away from your experience. I'm trying to contextualize it so that people understand. VRR on the Series X is not fixing or removing the problem. It's not like you're getting a superior performance on the Series X. Series X is experiencing the same thing that the PS5 is experiencing, and the PC is experiencing a whole host of its own problems as well, okay? So I just want things to be clear because it was so easy to have a misunderstanding already this morning because there's so many moving parts here. So I'm trying to be extremely, careful in how I talk about it. So the PS5 version of Elden Ring and the Series X are both experiencing similar problems. Interestingly enough, the Series S is from what I'm hearing, getting better performance because it's running at a lower resolution. The PS4 version of the game, when running on a PS5, is getting better performance because it lowers the resolution and it removes some plant density, like the foliage, the plant life, okay? This is something that's going to need to be patched. There is something baked into this game. There is something going on that is going to need to be fixed in order for this game, in my opinion, to be worthy of the scores that it received. It was getting, it got, I don't even know how many, 20 scores that were all 10 out of 10. That's bonkers. Okay? It's not worthy of that right now. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be honest. It's not worthy of a 10 out of 10 right now. You can't launch a game that runs this poorly. You know, you can't. I've done it. What'd you do? Oh, you smashed the like button. Thank you, Hilly. Good morning, Skip Toasty. How are you? Having a good experience so far. Me as well. Xbox Series X is better because VRR. It's not better because VRR. See, Mo, that's why I try to be so careful here. What you just said, it just simply isn't true. VRR is not making the game perform better. It's hiding the issues from you. It's still there. It's still there. Come on, you know this to be true. You know how the technology works. You are not actually getting a better performance of the game. The issues are the issues are still there. I did it. It was off by 20 milliseconds, barely noticeable. We got a blip. Oh, was there a blip earlier in the stream? Is that what it was? I feel like this is going to be the ongoing fight for the stream. Lona should move along. It makes the frame fluctuations nothing else. It just makes them less noticeable. Hey, Lona, love your channel. You speak the truth and facts. Keep up the great work. Thank you. If you guys are enjoying the show, make sure you are subscribed. Make sure you've got that like button smashed. We will be doing a comparison today. We'll be playing that PS4 version on the PS5. Last night we played the PC version, and it was rough. It was really rough. I've been playing for a few hours this morning on Xbox Series S. I've had no issues so far clearing dungeons, large groups of enemies, and the Tree Sentinel. There you go. I look forward to seeing you fight the Tree Sentinel again on PlayStation. Yeah, I wonder if that jump is easier to time when I'm not having frame issues. How do you feel about the live services seeing FromSoftware's programming habits? I mean, what are you asking? Like, Mike, what's good, Donut? By the way, you asking about like my confidence? Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. This is disheartening. It's discouraging. Frame rate stutters don't appear to have anything to do with the hardware or the platform. They're baked into the engine or something. Better hardware doesn't fix it. Yeah, you can have the strongest PC in the world right now, and it still happens. Rightly splitting hairs, but if the issue is unseeable on VRR hiding it, it's a good Band-Aid. It's a bad Band-Aid because when you're having frame issues in a game like this, it will affect iframes, it will affect animations of the enemies as well as the characters. So I actually don't agree with that. I don't think it's a good Band-Aid. You're putting a Band-Aid on an infection, so it's never going to actually truly be healed. VRR reduces the frame rate to match the dips to hide them, right? Because it's less irritating to the eyes to have a lower FPS as long as it's stable. Right, which still affects the frame, the animations of the enemies and the animations of iframes, does it not? Channel's growing fast. It's been wild. Mr. Pineapple with a $5 tip. I don't think it's controller delay. I would get stunned and I couldn't dodge right away. But then I waited a bit, and I could that only control issue. I'm having a hard time understanding your sentence. There are controller issues. There are controller issues. I really wish the one area by the Tree Sentinel was not like that so we could get a better comparison. Shouldn't need a Band-Aid as a next-gen console. Jumping does kind of help with the shield slams, but it's a little unorthodox and has its own pros and cons. Donut, I was jumping and taking 0 damage at times, and other times I was jumping and he'd still knock me down and I would take a ton of damage. I'm not saying it's good, just making sure I knew what VRR actually was. The question was an actual one, not a rhetorical. All right, VRR. What is VRR? How does it work? It's a variable refresh rate. A variable refresh rate is generally a term for dynamic display refresh rate that can continuously and seamlessly vary on the fly on displays that support variable refresh rate technologies. A display supporting a variable refresh rate usually supports a specific range of refresh rates. From what I read, but that's not actually removing the problem. You're still having dips in frame. You're still having inconsistent performance. VRR just smooths it over. We also have to remember that when hardware does processing like VRR, it does create input lag, not good in a game like this. That's what I'm saying. It's not actually fixing the problem. In some essence, it could make the problem worse. The shield hitbox is huge, and it's definitely a little undertuned. Yeah, I couldn't make heads or tails of it, Donut. I was challenging myself to fight him without a mount, and I couldn't make heads or tails of those slams. I was like, I'm jumping, and sometimes I am completely unscathed, and other times I'm getting absolutely nailed, and I'm like, my character's in the air. It did seem like if I jumped and swung, it gave me like an extra half a second in the air of like an iframe kind of a thing. It's not an iframe, but it felt like it. If the Band-Aid made you able to use your arm versus not use your arm, then it's a good analogy. But that's not what VRR is doing. VRR is simply hiding something that is there that isn't being fixed. Like, it's just hiding it. If I have an infection right here on my arm and I slap a Band-Aid on it so you can't see it, the infection's still there. It's still there. Like, it's still going to cause me pain. Do you understand? Maybe an infection's not the right word because you're thinking infection's going to spread, so it's not the greatest analogy. The idea being covering it up and hiding it doesn't remove the fact that it's going to cause pain in the game. It's still there. It's still a frame rate that's not stable in a game where you need it to be. I beat him by keeping distance, especially when it came to the shield. Its one-hit kill potential means you can't... One-hit knockout, sorry, one-hit KO potential means you can't make any mistakes. Yeah, that's what frustrated me. I think the lowest I ever got him was like 10 or 15%. And you make a millisecond of a misread. Because he has one where he rears up and comes down. And I'm like, how are you supposed to distinguish that from his normal just rear-up attack? Because you're just sitting there waiting to roll. Just to be clear, VRR specifically helps when the refresh rate of the game doesn't line up perfectly with the display timing. It doesn't magically fix garbage performance. It's what I mean. It's not doing anything to the frame rate issue. You're going to fight him again or go through? I'll fight him a couple times. I want to see if the frame issues make the timing easier on the jumps. I had a 1,000% better experience on the top-end PC at launch with Cyberpunk. Oh... Also, lowering res and using VRR is helpful at deceiving your eyes. The problem with Elden Ring seems to be the DX shader implementation. Yeah. This isn't the first time DirectX 12 has caused performance issues. Even if VRR, quote, worked, says Gage, how many people have a VRR TV? VRR on TVs is a fairly new and very expensive. It's not an excuse for the problems. Right. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. This dude's still crying? Yeah, and you're still watching. What kind of decisions do you make in your life? Seemingly pretty stupid ones. I just think the problems, while undeniable, are kind of being overblown. If these frame issues were as bad as some of this talking, people would be en masse complaining that the game is broken. Have you seen the Steam reviews, Derek? It's getting a 60%. That's abysmal for this game. That's terrible. It's getting a 60%. It is getting reported en masse. It is getting complained about en masse. That's actually happening because it is a literal game-breaking problem. If you've never played one of these games, you might think I'm overstating it. If you've played a FromSoftware game, if you've played a game where every frame counts, every animation counts, this is a game-breaking problem, okay? It's like trying to play soccer with one cleat on. It wouldn't feel right. You wouldn't run right, okay? It's literally that foundationally bad. I am not being hyperbolic. I'm not. I am not overstating the case. It is a severe and experientially game-breaking problem. You cannot have a game like this with frame issues. You simply cannot. Games like this demand near perfection from the player at times, and if the game is running inconsistently with frames, you can't play it and have any reliable sense of anything. You start to second guess your muscle memory on dodges. You start to second guess your muscle memory on reading an animation. It's super bad. Hadn't seen that, thanks. I thought the perfect 10s were highly suspect, but I had no idea it was this bad. Mea culpa. Well, according to some review outlets, it wasn't this bad prior to the day one patch. SkillUp said he had a couple of issues and then it went away. And he's looking at footage now and he's like, I didn't have that experience. SkillUp would not give a glowing review if he had the experience I had last night. I actually trust him more than most. He would not have written that review. He would not have recorded that review if he had the experience I had last night. Many are reporting, including Digital Foundry, that the day one patch made things worse. Because if you played this game and every once in a while had a stutter and a snag, you wouldn't be like, game's crap. I mean, I didn't do that with Horizon Forbidden West. There were some snags and some weird anomalies visually. I didn't give the game a 0. I knocked the game pretty hard for its combat at times. The combat goes from being amazing to being incredibly frustrating. He dropped his resolution and it went away. Oh, really? So dropping resolution does seem to help sometimes. Not all the times, because Digital Foundry said that changing settings doesn't always do anything at all. I wonder if it has something to do with anti-cheat and network code. Would reviews maybe have that turned off? That's a very plausible theory. They might have been playing a version that didn't require anti-cheat, and the anti-cheat and network code could be causing an issue as well. I don't know. That would be incredibly odd, but the Division 1 did that. The Division 1, if you had a really full friends list, you would go into the dark zone and it would constantly hitch and stutter. Do you remember that? It was so bad. Once I thinned out my friends list, it went away. It was like it was trying to like refresh the friends list or something, and it caused constant frame issues in the dark zone. That's even more suspicious. Banking perfect review scores on a version of the game that the vast majority won't play. Well, a day one patch is designed to fix things, not make things worse. Like, let me tell you, the developers didn't do this on purpose. Like, yeah, let's get a bunch of perfect scores and then hurt our own game. Like, I don't find it suspicious. I find it to be reactionary. I think they reacted, and they shouldn't have. They should have waited. This day one patch should have been pushed back. I get it. There's an impetus. There's a pressure. Let's do a day one patch. Let's fix some of these issues. Sadly, it feels reactionary, and they've caused some problems. People are also saying in the Elden Ring Facebook group to turn off the Xbox game bar. I think I have that turned off in the settings. It's called like game mode or something, isn't it? Gaming. Yeah, Xbox game bar. I always have that turned off. Yeah. That's like known to cause issues with games. I have game mode turned off. I have the game bar turned off. I turned off the overlay from Nvidia. I turned off the overlay from Steam. I was like, I'm not going to have anything else that could be potentially causing these issues. Has a cause been determined? No, they don't know. They're working on it. What do you think the ETA with the fix will be? They probably want to turn this around sooner than later. Okay, so this is the dilemma that they're in, okay? This is always a dilemma with situations like this. It's not worth rushing the fix, because look what happened. The day one patch seemingly made things worse. Do you understand? So they're gonna have to do this right, which means it might take longer. Do you know what I'm saying? It might take longer. Does going offline maybe help with frames as well? If you don't connect to the network, you may get better performance. I don't know. I am confident by now some of this stuff has probably been tested, Cheesy Donut. People are probably testing all kinds of stuff. My proposition, reviewers big and small should be required to state right up front what version of the game they were playing for the review. I believe they said that in some of the reviews. They did. That they knew a day one patch was coming that would hopefully fix some of the issues that they saw. Virtually all of the reviews I read, at least at some point, indicated there were some performance issues. Right? There were performance issues. There was also reports during the technical test that the game didn't run all that well on the consoles. Why not revert the patch? Yeah, for now, that's what they should do, is revert the patch. Like, that's what I would do. That's why I always prefer playing on console, even having a powerful PC, so many moving parts. I have grown to love not playing on PC because there's always something that goes wrong, it seems. I have a couple of really strong gaming rigs in my home, and I'm always like, no, I'd rather be playing this on my PlayStation 5. I would rather be playing this on my PlayStation 5 or my Series X. Did you see the Bandai article addressing performance issues? Well, they don't really address them. They say they're aware and they're working. I mean, that's all they really said. I refuse to believe they weren't aware of this. Okay, let's imagine a couple realities here. Do you think all of these review outlets basically overlooked glaring performance issues and basically were dishonest? Or do you think the day one patch added problems that were not present when they played? Do you think possibly that what Donut has said, I think it was Donut, that the anti-cheat and the network code could be causing some of these issues and the review outlets didn't play this version that had those things baked in it? Which do you think is more likely? Do you think every review outlet across the board bought into some conspiracy theory to lie in a way that completely, immediately invalidates their reviews? You think any of them would have signed up for that? Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. We'll lie in our review and overlook glaring problems. Why would they do that? The very next day, they all look like fools. Do you think SkillUp and other YouTubers and review outlets, do you think they're happy right now with what's going on? Everybody's calling them into question. Everybody's questioning their integrity and their honesty. Why? Because something that they could not account for has happened. They played a version of the game that, from what I've read and heard, it ran fine. Few issues here and there, not that big of a deal, right? I have severe doubts that every YouTuber, every review outlet bought into some conspiracy here. They're all probably extremely ticked off right now. You don't, listen, as a YouTuber, do you honestly think SkillUp wants to risk his credibility and his trustworthiness with his audience to just be like, yeah, man, highly recommend it, great game, issues are pretty minor? And then the day one patch comes out, and he's like, what the frick? None of this stuff was happening when I played it. What on earth? Now he looks like he's being dishonest, and it's very likely that he's not being dishonest. Like, do you understand what I'm saying? Like, apply Occam's razor here. What's the most simplistic possible explanation here? A grand conspiracy, or a day one patch that added that is causing performance issues? Like, which do you think is the most likely explanation? What's more probable? What's the most complex? What's the most simplistic? Do you know how complex it would be to convince all these people to be dishonest? Do you know how complex that is? You'd have to weave a spider web of theory that it would be so untenable, so unprovable, so improbable. The most likely explanation is the day one patch caused this issue. SkillUp's been blacklisted from a few companies because of his honesty, so I take his word on anything. Listen, SkillUp and I aren't friends. I've never interacted with the guy. I have no reason to defend him. But I got news for you. When I listen to his reviews, I feel like I get accurate criticisms from him. I get an accurate, summary of the game. I get an accurate review. I don't feel like he ShillUp or whatever the frick people call him. I don't know why people call him that. He bashes games regularly. He bashed the media darling Deathloop. He hit it pretty hard, and I think deservedly so. A few testers should have discovered those issues. I was 8 years old when I found out how to pronounce Occam's razor. Oh, really? If you always read it right in a book, you could think it's like Occam's razor. Yeah. Occam's razor. I'm fairly certain that's how you pronounce it. It's named after, was he a philosopher or a scientist? He might have been both. Occam's razor is the principle of theory construction or evaluation according to which, other things equal, explanations that posit fewer entities or fewer kinds of entities are to be preferred to explanations that posit more. Therefore, if it's a grand conspiracy, you have to implement so many entities, so many involved parties, so many agreements, so many people compromising their integrity, and the more likely answer, the one that has the fewest entities, is the day one patch caused problems that weren't present in the review copies that they played. You know what I mean? It's named after where's the name of origin? It's named after a guy, right? It's so far away. Formulations before William of Occam. The origins of what has become known as Occam's razor are traceable to the works of an early philosophers such as John Duns Scotus, Robert Groteste, and even Aristotle. Aristotle writes in his Posterior Analytics, we may assume the superiority, other things being equal, of the demonstration which derives from fewer postulates or hypotheses. So Aristotle is saying if there's fewer hypotheses or postulates, it's a preferred explanation because it has fewer opportunities probably for inaccuracy or falsehood or presumption or fallacy. William of Occam was an English Franciscan friar and theologian, an influential medieval philosopher and nominalist. His popular fame as a great logician rests chiefly on the maxim attributed to him known as Occam's razor. The term razor refers to distinguishing between two hypotheses, either by shaving away unnecessary assumptions or cutting apart two similar conclusions. Huh. So it's attributed to him, even though he probably didn't come up with it. The simplest answer is disproportionately the correct one. The shill-up thing was something a few said that Ralph himself turned into a meme and often refers to himself as, so it's okay. Oh, okay. Well, people don't say it in jest most of the time. Also, let's be clear, says Eugene. If it's the day one patch, that patch isn't causing the poor performance on PS5 and Xbox Series X. Well, okay, so that's actually a pretty good point of clarity. That's a pretty good point of clarity here. So, the day one patch has made things worse on PC, and it aimed to fix the performance issues that we know exist on all platforms. So what has happened is, as far as I can tell, is patches for console have to go through, at least on Microsoft, have to go through certification. So they pushed out this update on Steam first. They probably have pumped the brakes on pushing this patch to the consoles. It's a known issue. All platforms are having issues. They have seemingly made it worse. They've seemingly made it worse for PC. Seemingly. Because what we experienced last night, I have been told that the reviewers were like, that is not what we were experiencing. What is your opinion on reviewer outlets knocking Horizon's score for having graphical and bug issues at launch, yet most of them are giving Elden Ring a 10 out of 10 despite having similar issues? Well, categorically here, I actually think that's a very good question, and here's my answer. I think categorically having a few snags, because this is how they described it, having a few snags and frame hitches is not quite the same as what's going on in Horizon Forbidden West. Horizon Forbidden West is having, like, pretty dramatic pop-in. It's having some glitches and some bugs, like, weird anomalies, okay? Those are very different, I think. Do you see like, I don't think I'm explaining the difference very well. I'm failing to distinguish the difference categorically. Let me try another way. Frame rate is a performance issue that can be smoothed over. Pop-in and players glitching and moving around and doing things that are strange is more pervasive, I think, and more noticeable and like, wait, why did that happen? Like, what's going on here? It's almost like one is more substantive than the other, because one is more of an undercurrent thing that happens periodically and you just kind of ignore it. You're like, oh, that was a little hitch. I don't know what that was. That was a little stutter. Okay. But when entire plant life sections and buildings pop in, you're like, what the frick? Like, that's more immersion damaging. I mean, I was playing the other day in Horizon Forbidden West after the patch. My whole screen went blank, and a bunch of enemies appeared out of thin air riding mounts. There was 3 of them, and they suddenly wanted to attack me. That ain't quite the same as like a frame stutter. I'm not necessarily excusing it and saying, oh, it's not a big deal. I just argued moments ago it's a significant deal. I think it happened so infrequently that most of the reviewers just overlooked it. They're like, I mean, that's going to happen sometimes. Some games just kind of hitch. They just kind of snag periodically. You know, if it happens in a fight, obviously you're going to get uber tilted. But I think that's why they overlooked it. I think it was so infrequent that they thought that's not a major problem. Especially if you're playing on PC. It might be your PC. Do you know what I'm saying? You were just saying the problems with Elden Ring make the fights basically unplayable. That's not what people said about Horizon Forbidden West. Right. That's what I'm saying, though. Okay, so I'm saying two things. I am saying, and I'm not being hyperbolic when I say this, that these frame rate issues are game-breaking. You simply cannot play this game when these things are happening. It's completely unreliable, okay? I'm also saying I don't think these issues were happening at this level of severity when the reviewers played it. Do you understand? I think I'm being logically consistent. I think I am. I think what they experienced was less substantive, less game-breaking, and less severe compared to the things that I was experiencing in Forbidden West. Also, I don't think Forbidden West is a 10 out of 10 game. I think there's things in it that it deserves to be knocked down. I don't know how many people would have given Forbidden West a 10 out of 10. Like, the question presumes something, okay? Let's be clear about that. The person that asked the question is presuming that Forbidden West would have got a 10 out of 10 if it didn't have performance issues. I don't think that's a very good presumption. I think there were other reasons that Forbidden West didn't get 10 out of 10. I also think there's more pervasive performance issues in Forbidden West than just pop-in. There's this weird lighting flickering thing that happens. Everywhere. Right? That's not a hitch or a snag or like a frame stutter. That's like everywhere you go, you're like, what the frick is going on? Why is it flickering like that? I don't want it to, but I don't want to entertain the question and affirm the presumption either. I don't think that presumption is fair. I don't think Forbidden West would have got a 10 out of 10 if it had zero graphical problems. I don't think it got 8s, 8.5s, and 9s because people are like, I would have given it a perfect score, but, you know, there was some lighting stuttering and some pop-in, wham, and they slam it down to a 9. I don't think so. I think that presumption is a false presumption. I think there were other reasons it didn't get 10 out of 10. Did consoles not get the day one patch? Hilly's saying they did get the day one patch. Did they push it out to all platforms? Is there gameplay today? Yes, there will be. There will be. We were planning in this stream to show you the PlayStation 5 running the PS4 version because that version runs at a lower resolution and is not experiencing the frame rate issues that we're seeing on all the other platforms. Okay, yeah, so Barrier has versions 1.02, so the update did hit consoles. We're kind of presuming that perfect 10s were given based on different game than we're playing now, and that somehow deserves a 10 based on what we think after we get it fixed. Okay, let's not bake into my argument that it deserves 10s. I was saying my theory, and I'm giving people the benefit of the doubt here, my theory is that 20-plus review outlets didn't overlook glaring, breaking frame rate issues. My theory is that when we're seeing such consistent feedback that, yeah, there were some minor issues, but it wasn't that bad, my theory is they felt justified giving it a 10 because the issues were so infrequent. I'm not saying it deserves a 10. I'm trying to give them the benefit of the doubt and say they feel justified giving it a 10 because they played a version of the game that wasn't doing all this crap. Do you see the difference? There's a difference between me defending the review outlets and the reviewers and like Skill Up. I'm kind of defending them and saying, whoa, I don't think these people lied. I don't think they were dishonest. That's not me saying it deserves a 10. That's me saying I think they felt justified giving it a 10 because they played a version that's not what I experienced yesterday. That's not what they experienced. I got news for you. I'm not the only person to do that, to try to beat the Tree Sentinel moment one. Why not? You don't have any skin in the game. You don't have any runes. Just play him for 3 hours. There are plenty of people that have done that. And there ain't no way they had the experience I had and thought, 10 out of 10 game. There's no way. There's no way. Frame rates went up on all consoles with the patch, but still not stable. The consensus I've heard from most people playing Horizon is that it's at least a 90. I still hold to my criticism that Horizon Forbidden West suffers from a combat frequency problem. Most of the enemies attack too frequently. It creates redundancy in the fights, and it doesn't allow for good combat opportunities. That's my criticism of the combat. I think the combat goes from feeling amazing and you feel like you can finesse a fight to feeling like you never get a break from being spammed. Like there's no in between. It's either like really enjoyable or I want to pull my hair out and break my controller. Like it just, I don't know. That's my quick flyover of Horizon. Horizon's a great game. I loved the story. I loved the characters. I thought they did a wonderful job with the game. It's well deserving a playthrough. It's well deserving of the high scores that it's got. But I am extremely disappointed in choices they made with the combat AI. It makes one of the best parts of the game is consistently unenjoyable in my opinion. Disguised Toast defeated the Tree Sentinel after 4 hours of trying. Man, did he get DMCA'd? Did he do it before he got DMCA'd or fake DMCA'd? I don't like the game at all. I tried the first and I don't care to try the second, but you liking, that's what it comes down to. Yeah. A lot of people didn't like the first game. If you didn't like Horizon Zero Dawn, I wouldn't mess around with Forbidden West. It's a sequel. It's enhancing and expanding what the first game did. I saw so many people saying, there were so many people giving it a 0 on Metacritic. It's just as boring as the first. What the frick are you playing it for then? Like, why would you do that? That's so dumb. Why would you play a game if you didn't enjoy the first? I love the combat and aggressive enemies. Makes me mix melee and ranged combat. Yeah. I don't want to debate Forbidden West. That's way off topic. Did you like Ghost of Tsushima? Ghost of Tsushima is one of the greatest games ever created. In other news, guard countering is now my favorite thing to do. Isn't that so fun? Isn't that the funnest thing? I love that. You block with a shield, that sound, bink, boom. Oh, it feels really good when you pull it off. Feels really good. Yeah. I like the idea that if you do it, there's a lot of risk. There's a lot of risk. Because, boy, you do it at the wrong time. You do it at the wrong time, and that boss is going to cave your head in. It is good. It is good. I like it. The guard counter is a really nice weapon art that they added. I enjoyed that. I started doing that on that Tree Sentinel, and I was like, okay, I can see how you could weave this in here. You have to use it against trash ads. You're going to love it. Yeah. I only had to spam block for 15 minutes to get you to try. Well, once I'm in the trenches, it's really hard for me to change what I'm doing. And you saw what it did, Eugene. It made me play sloppy once I started trying to do it. Because I had a rhythm. When you're in a fight like that and you're getting the enemy down, to like, you're getting them down 60, 70%, it's hard to abandon your strategy because you're like, it's working. I just have to get a little bit better. Do you think it's too late for Elden Ring with a lot of frame rate problems, or do you think the community will rally around it? Listen, it's a super, super loyal fan base. It'll be fine if they can get the patch out in a timely way. It'll be fine. I think the newcomers are going to be the ones that are immediately like, what the frick? You guys, that's the people that are going to really just abandon the game. They're going to be like, bro, everybody told me these guys are amazing and their games are amazing. What the frick is this crap? Like, I think the open world's something you'd like. Want to see the post-Tree Sentinel experience for you? I just like that I don't feel pressed for time. Because, Donut, you weren't the only one that took issue with how I played Dark Souls 3 and Sekiro. Dark Souls 3, there was a weird psychological experience for me. Every time I booted up the game, there was this foreboding feeling when I was on that front menu of like, I'm never going to beat this game. I don't know how long it is. I don't know how many bosses there are. Everybody keeps telling me that it gets crazy hard. Everybody keeps telling me it gets harder and harder and harder. I don't know if I'm going to beat it. Chat's putting this looming shadow over me. So I played in a very, linear, expeditious way that I think really shortchanged my experience a little bit. Sekiro, even worse, because I felt that pressure of Elden Ring launch of I don't know if we're going to be able to beat Sekiro if I don't go super fast. So I don't explore. I don't go do other things. I'm just linear. So I had this weird feeling last night. I come down to make sure that Elden Ring has installed on my PlayStation, the PS4 version, and I boot it up. And I see that menu, and I'm like, I felt this sense of, I want to play right now. And that was a really cool feeling, because that's new for me. Like, I'm a FromSoftware convert. I'm an unlikely convert, because I don't like these types of games traditionally. I don't. And so feeling that when I booted up Elden Ring was a pretty cool feeling. It was like, yes, like I actually want to go in. I want to look at every nook and cranny. One of my favorite things to do in games is to clear the map. I want to clear that map, baby. I want to look in every cave, every cavern, which will likely lead to me being a little overpowered. I've heard that, but that's okay. That's okay. Did you have that pressure with Horizon Forbidden West because Elden Ring was right around the corner? Yeah. J-Murph, I did something I've not done in a really long time. I played a game to completion on stream, and I also played it a bunch off stream. I probably played Horizon Forbidden West for in between 30 and 40 hours. That's a lot of dadgum game time for me. I've not played a game like that in a really long time. I think it's one of the reasons I was so irritated with some of the fights, because I wanted it to be grand, I wanted it to be epic, and I found some of the combat choices that they made to be really annoying. It sucks you guys are having issues because it's running fine on my PS5. Well, are you running the PS4 version? And I got news for you. It's not running fine on your PS5. You're just not seeing the problems. It's literally not possible for it to be, quote, running fine on the PS5. It's not possible. You're just not seeing what's happening. Like, I'm not trying to be rude to you, but your PS5 ain't any different than mine, brother. It ain't any different than the ones that, Digital Foundry's testing on, okay? You don't have, a special one. So the problems are just either not deducible to your eyeballs, or you're running the PS4 version, which is apparently not having any of the frame issues, because it runs at a lower resolution, and it removes some of the plant density. I'm getting texture pop-ins when running on PS5. It's annoying. I'm blessed because I'm having a really smooth experience. My Elden Ring experience has been very comfortable. It's running smooth on my PS3. Kappa. Guys, don't forget, tonight we're bringing back the Hilly and Lono show, okay? We're no more. I'm not saying Hilly and I will never shoutcast again. We're gonna move back to Hilly and I just kind of hanging out and playing games. So tonight, he's just gonna join me while I play. He's gonna be able to see what I'm doing. If he wants to install and play with me on the PS5, that's fine too. If he wants to do that, I'm totally fine with whatever he feels like doing. I'm telling you, the Friday night shows are about to get really good. You guys are going to want to make sure you're subbed here. All right, more forthcoming announcements about that, but we're bringing back the good old days. Okay, Hilly and I had some real magical moments with some games and some times, and the split screen thing was great. It truly was. I think that's something we can do periodically in certain instances. But yeah, we're bringing back that show. I bought my wife a copy on PS5 as a late birthday gift, which arrives today. No more split screen. That's not what I said. We'll have forthcoming announcements about everything that we're doing, and one of the things that's going to come out of it is going to be bringing back the Hilly and Lono show. The shoutcasting will still happen when it's appropriate, but I think it's going to be way more common to just find he and I playing games and having a good time. And we've got a great way of approaching it. I think you guys are going to love it. So just make sure you're subbed here. Make sure you're keeping your eyes and your ears open. Forthcoming announcements. Hilly's just going to be hanging out with me tonight, watching me play. I'm going to screen share so you can see exactly what's happening. We're going to be just drinking and goofing off, because it's an open world game. I can just roam around and I don't have to take it super serious. Something is wrong with the game, says Macho Man. I keep getting killed by the ads. I think it's a glitch in the game. They just keep killing me. I'll stand there and swing and not move, and they kill me. Game is broke. 2 out of 10, man. I keep dying. This is bogus. All right. Elden Ring. Let's do a poll. Elden Ring performance issues. Is it keeping you from playing? Right? Yes or no? Are the performance issues keeping you from playing? Let's go. I want to hear what you have to say, chat. If you're new and you've hit subscribe this morning, I want to hear what you have to say. Let's check and see how many new subs we've got. There we go. Nice little chunk. Excellent. Welcome, new subs. Trust me, they're killing me even when I'm moving. Yeah. For me, it gives Bloodborne vibes because it's quite playable overall, but would sometimes dip below 30 fairly often, perhaps 26. Likewise, Elden Ring will dip below 60 fairly often, perhaps 48. How is it on the Series S? Bram, we are hearing reports that the Xbox Series S, it's running very well. That's what we're hearing. We're hearing that the frame issues are less noticeable there, or not really noticeable at all. I think it's because of the lower resolution that the Series S runs on. For the same reason that the PS4 version runs better on the PS5. New sub here, I just wanted 60 FPS on the Series X. Richard, I feel your pain, man. It's very disappointing. I said yesterday that the Series X and the PS5, games should not be running below 60 on them. There's no excuse for it. There's no excuse for it. PC's having a bit of a problem. Yeah, PC seems to be where most of the more severe problems are. I'm a little disappointed. I was expecting the narrative to be like Sekiro's, where Xbox gives you the reasons why he's over there and why he will crush you for 5 days until you beat him. Oh, so they're doing a little bit less of that? Yeah, I mean, I think the story is already pretty interesting, but I could see why maybe they wanted to move away from that. Stutters are unplayable. Frame drops that only affect the frame rate are fine. Series S version is best on performance mode on a 1080 TV, according to Digital Foundry. So Sprinting Snail is saying, according to Digital Foundry, you run it on a 1080 TV on performance mode. Waiting for a stable PC version for myself to play. My wife can play on PS5 on the TV. I still want my gaming monitor. Okay, no worries, Hilly. I think it'll be fun. Because here's the thing, Hilly. Every week, if we're trying to like play a new game and showcase it, they're not always going to be able to be played together. So we got to come up with a way of doing that without feeling like we got to scour the earth for a co-op game. You know what I'm saying? I think it'll be more entertaining to just be like, hey, here's a new game. Let's check it out. Performance is not keeping me from playing, says Tim. The snowstorm outside is keeping me from getting my collector's edition delivered. Oh, no! Where do you live? Where is there such a bad snowstorm? I'm not going to buy Elden Ring until the performance gets patched on PC, so yes, it's keeping me from playing, says G Red. For the poll, I'm not sure, because I've seen people play last night before the day one patch, and it seems to be running fine, so you might be right about the day one patch being a problem. I had a very bad experience with it on PC last night. I had a very bad experience. Elden Ring PS5 version scores higher than Series S version is interesting. I mean, who knows why that's happening. Been off work for 3 days because of ice. What? You've been off 3 days because of ice? Getting paid to grind that game? I mean, no complaints. Am I right? My Amazon pre-order is saying delivered March 22nd. Originally it said March 2nd. Oh, golly. Oh, you're up in Maine. Oh, brother. Yeah, that's not abnormal up there for y'all to just get dumped on like that. Hey, let me, if you're new, do me a favor. There are ways to support this channel that are completely and utterly free. If we can get about 26 more likes, we'll have 300 likes on the video. Hit subscribe as well. You can also support the channel directly. These commands down here in the corner that cycle, you can type these commands in chat. We have our own coffee. We are getting down to the final bags of the Frickness blend. Let me give you a count now. You can get Fricked in February. We are almost out of February, all right? Couple days left in February. There are 24 of these left in stock, all right? Use code GETFRICKED to get 20% off our holiday blend. It was the most popular flavor in November and December. We also have a light and a dark roast that's very drinkable. All of our coffee has balanced acidity. That's not a sponsor. That's mine. My wife and kiddos ship it to you. You're supporting a small business. I'm always wearing a shirt from 80s Tees, and those are disc plates, and these are Gunnar Optic glasses. So you can use the glasses command, disc plate, or shirt. There's links below in the description. When you do that, it does support me directly. You can also use the Amazon affiliate link if you're going to order anything on Amazon. That supports me as well. So those are all the ways to support the channel directly so we can continue to do this show every day. We appreciate that. Don't forget membership as well. We would love to see the membership go up to hit about 500 members. You can click the join button or type !join in the chat. You get a badge. Your name turns green. You get emotes. You get increased access in our Discord. So Just a little plug there for all the ways you can support what we do here every day. My Series X is not playing good even on performance, but it's most likely is from playing offline. The game needs to be online. I don't know if that's why you're having issues. I don't think that would make sense. Temps in the low teens, and we don't have the equipment here. Jeepers. Which roast will give me 60 FPS? Pretty good coffee. I've tried it, says Macho Man. And I'm not just saying that. Yeah, people in chat will tell you what their favorite flavors are. We got a lot of disagreements on what their favorite flavors are. My wife's favorite flavor is the Frickmas roast. We don't say Merry Christmas. We say have a Merry Frickmas because I say Frick. So the Frickmas blend was my wife's favorite. My favorite is the light roast. I'm drinking it this morning. It's very drinkable, very smooth. The balanced acidity. I put a little Italian sweet cream in it. It pairs beautifully. The same flavor that's in the light roast is the dark roast. So they just roast it up a little bit darker. So instead of being like medium bodied, it's more full bodied, but it still maintains balanced acidity. The frame rate lock is an engine limitation. I've gone on many rants in this chat about it. It's totally wrong. Being offline doesn't affect performance. Yeah. The frame rate lock thing is a design choice. That's on purpose. That they want that. They did that on purpose. That's something that they did in the engine itself, not allowing the game to exceed 60 frames per second. Now, Ilarian, was telling me I guess I was speaking ignorantly about this in the past. It's my understanding that they do that to keep player and enemy animations like stable, right? Reliable. They want reliable performance from enemy animations, iframes, damage output from the enemy, damage output to the enemy. That's my understanding of why a game would limit its frames. If you're just tuning in, we are talking about Elden Ring comparison. We want to compare it to the PlayStation 5. We will be doing that today. It might be time to do that. We're about an hour into the talk show. It might be time to show you guys some of the issues that we won't experience on the PlayStation 5. We played it on the PC last night. If you want to watch that VOD, you can. If you want to watch that VOD, you can. Let me go in here and set the audio input to the HDMI cap card. Okay. I just want a rock solid frame rate like the Demon Souls remaster. Listen, I hear you. I hear you. It's so hard. It's so hard to deal with these types of performance issues. So let me explain what we're going to be doing here. Okay. So you see how it says PS4 Elden Ring, and then looky over here, we have PS5 Elden Ring. I will be playing the one that says PS4. Now, if you want to do this, what I had to do was I had to go to my game library, I had to go to my collection, and I had to look for the PS4 version to install. Understandably, it automatically installed the PS5 version whenever I went to play it. Okay, that's what it should do. Okay, so I had to install the PS4 version. So when I go to installed, there's actually two different versions installed, and one has that black box. Okay, and then one has the white box, so we know which one is which. So when that happens, you'll come back out here, and you'll want to click on this one. Okay, so that's what we're going to be doing today as a comparison. As a comparison to the PC version. Wheezy says, I was salty last night. I apologize for complaining nonstop about the crappy frame pacing while playing Elden Ring. My bad. Wheezy, you were in good company. Like, I said it was embarrassing. I was like, this is embarrassing. Why would you do this? Why are you playing the PS4 version? All right, I'm going to explain it again because we've had a couple of, we've had some misunderstandings this morning, and I want to be perfectly crystal clear. The PS4 version, when running on the PS5, it runs at a lower resolution and it lowers the plant density. So there's like less plant life and stuff, bushes and all that. And it runs with 0 frame rate issues. So what you're doing is you're taking a less demanding version of the game and you're putting it on a stronger console, and it's running very well. We are also hearing that the Xbox Series S is experiencing fewer problems because, again, it runs at a targeted lower resolution and therefore can maintain better frames. I hope that makes sense. I'm trying to make it as simple as possible. I don't want to confuse anybody. But that's the reason we're going to be doing that. I've got it installed in both places because obviously if they push out a patch, I'll boot up the PS5 version and we'll test things out, right? If they push out a patch, if they push out an update, we're in a great position to test it out. We're in a great position to test it out because I have it installed on my PC, okay? So I can test and show you guys every time they roll out a patch. We've got all versions. I have a Series X. That I can install it on if I want to test it there as well once they patch it. Now, I have plans to play this game with a lot of with you guys on all the platforms. Like we were really wanting to dig into this game and have a great time with you, right? And having it on all platforms is going to serve us well for that, because then regardless of what platform you're on, I'll be able to potentially join you. So if you're just tuning in, we want to do an Elden Ring comparison. We've been talking all morning. I want to hear from you if you've never been here before. I want to hear from you. If you've never been here before, I want you to answer in the chat, are the performance issues of Elden Ring keeping you from playing? Is it keeping you from playing? Are you avoiding the game because of that? If it is, answer in the poll. We want to hear from you in chat. We want to hear what you have to say. Okay, so let's just get in here. We can do some. We know exactly what to look for because we played this last night. We know exactly what we're looking for with respect to performance issues in the opening area. So we're gonna do a new game. The opening menu music is awesome, by the way. And I'm picking Vagabond again. I do like the Warrior though. I'm gonna pick Vagabond. Okay, name. All right, we're going to go with the tried and true. Lono. All right. I'm not going to waste time messing with my face today. I don't really care to mess with that. I'll be wearing a helmet most of the time anyway. Starting from the beginning, yes. I don't know if we can skip this. Yeah, we can skip this. We watched this last night. We're not really interested in seeing that. We're interested in testing performance. Okay. Not seeing any frame stutters there. Gonna grab that finger. Ooh. Go to equipment, and we are going to remove that so we're not fat rolling. Now, let me go into system settings here. And no matchmaking. Display player names, launch setting, play online. So there doesn't seem to be any actual settings in here that I can switch. It's got a 59% on Steam. No, I did not beat the guy with the big large shield. I did not successfully do that. All right, let's take a look here and just do a little spin test on frame rate. If you see little micro stutters, that's likely OBS. I'm not seeing any stutters. People are leaving troll messages. Try jumping off. A bunch of people returned it on Steam. Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure a bunch did. I played on PC. Only noticeable frame drops was the starting tree sentinel area. Everywhere else has been pretty smooth. I have heard that from other people. We have heard that it's primarily having issues in that beginning area, which I'm going to try and get us there fairly quickly. You are able to change the quality. I'm playing the PS4 version. Are you sure? You can change quality on the PS4 version? Adjust image quality. You can only do that when the HDR is enabled, according to this. Here we go. This guy's supposed to kill you. Still inexcusable, but yes, that area on the lower path near the tree sentinel is the worst. One thing we also haven't mentioned is no ultra-wide support. For a game in 2022, it's just pathetic. Does it look sharp enough to you? Let me get outside. Oh yeah, we need to do this. What version of the game did all the reviewers play that they gave it 10 across the board? My theory, Abe, is that they played a version that didn't have the day one patch. We think the day one patch added problems. So here it explains a site of grace. You touch the grace, and when you rest here, you'll get your stuff back. Now I go into flasks and I allocate. Yeah, that's fine. I allocate over here because I'm not going to be doing any magic, at least not for now. 1.02. Teaching you all the various things you can do. I can dodge roll. Replacing offline on PC improve frame rate, you think? Some people have wondered if being online or running anti-cheat is causing an issue. Most reviewers said PC. Okay, so it's telling me here I can... Why is it doing that? Oh, I get it. This guy is weird. He lets you... If you do it just right, you can get a backstab on him. It's super dizzying. Like, he doesn't really do anything. So that's the block. That's like the block and like the... You block and then you immediately swing right after. Okay. As long as it gets resolved before progressing to the castle. Skills are highly varied. Yeah. Powerful attacks. Uses FP. So that. I guess it's a parry. Love that swing. It feels so good to block and immediately swing. Yeah, I don't care about sneaking. I have to disable crouch because if not, I constantly click in the left stick by mistake. So right there, it just taught you you can do that, right? And it can sometimes break their posture. There's things you can do to break their posture. And then these, it's like you'll respawn there if you die. You played other Souls games? I beat Dark Souls 3 and I beat Sekiro very recently. I'm what you call a FromSoftware new convert. So I decided to play that a little bit more aggressive, and I did a jumping attack afterwards and completely broke his posture a second time and got a critical on him. Harder than the Miss Noble, right? Okay. Just got here. Lona's playing during a stream. Uh-oh. We're trying to showcase the differences. We're doing an Elden Ring comparison. And the reason we want to do it is we played PC last night and we had a ton of problems with performance. You're noticing fairly big gaps in the animations? What? Where? Where specifically? Fingers for summoning players. Yeah, I've played Demon's Souls on PS5. It's very good. I haven't beaten it, though. Did you just start the game? Yes. We played last night on PC. I fought the Tree Sentinel for 3 hours. We had lots of frame issues right out here on PC. I'm doing a spin test. If you see any stutters on OBS or YouTube, I have seen not a single stutter on that spin. Nothing. The mini boss that you steamrolled? So this is a summoning pool. You can use this. They're effigies, so you find it easy to summon other players at these locations, as co-op and hostile summoning signs created with small effigies gather at summoning pools. Like, the reason his animations might have gotten squirrely is if you do certain things, it's going to skip parts of his animations to jump to the next part. Motion blur on? I don't think I can turn it off. This is the PS4 version. I don't think I have any of those options. Here's the map.
Oh, yes. Tarnished, are we? Come to the lands between for the Elden Ring? Hmm? Of course you have. No shame in it. Unfortunately for you, however, you are maidenless. Without guidance, without the strength of runes, and without an invitation to the Round Table Hold, you are fated, it seems, to die in obscurity.
Yeah, it's running significantly better than it ran last night. Let's see how this fight goes. We did this last night for 3 hours. So anytime we went and looked at him, his animations immediately caused frame issues. Oh, I was finessing him. Oh, I messed that up. That was an easy one. Ah! Oh! Oh! He killed me. So I got to the jumping phase. I didn't get to test out whether or not jumping was easier, though. I want to see if the jumping timing is easier. I want to see if the jumping time is easier when he jumps. Because I felt like the frames were messing with me last night, and I couldn't tell if it was messing with that jump animation. Oh, I got greedy. I got so greedy. I got super greedy. That was my fault. Do you think reviews should be reflections of a game at the moment or a game's general concept and how well it's executed? Because it seems that's how the discourse usually breaks down. Well, like, I don't expect a review outlet to anticipate what has happened. Like, how are they supposed to know? Fight him on my own terms. No, you can't go for that one. That was greed. That was sloppy. That was greed and sloppiness. I'm finding I can time the jump better. I'm finding I can time the jump better on this system. I think it was a frame rate issue. That was 100% my fault. I got greedy and then I got sloppy. Two things. Two things went wrong and both were my fault. It wasn't a frame issue. I don't like it. I don't like it. Oh, that was stupid. I knew what he was going to do, and I let him hit me. Come on, reset, 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 reset. I thought I timed that one right. I think I'm jumping too early. No dropped inputs. I keep thinking that that's going to be a slam. That one where he like the hooves do that thing. It's an easy roll. It's such an easy roll, and I misread it, and I wait to jump, and he doesn't jump, so then he stomps my face. That was greed. Dude, quit with the freaking combo, you jerk! That would... No. I disagree. 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 Camera freaking the frick out. I disagree. I'm in the air. I disagree. I think the jump's inconsistent. That's the game, not me. That's the game, not me. If I'm in the air, sometimes I take no damage, other times I take damage. That's on the game. That's not on me. That's an inconsistency in the game. That's not my fault. That's the game. I'm not going to fight him without the horse because I don't think they've done a good job with consistency. There's a couple of times where I feel like it's my fault and I jumped too early, but that 100% is inconsistent. My character is literally in the air taking damage. Like, my feet are not on the ground and I still take damage. That's the game. That's not me. That's not a mistake. That's not like a misread. I know what he's doing. I see he's doing it. I jump, and then it hits me anyway. Jump doesn't give iframes midair, only on startup. But the whole point of the fight, the whole point is to dodge the impact on the ground. Like, I feel like they made the jump inconsistent because they want you to come back with your mount. Like, it doesn't feel like a fair attack. You know what I'm saying? Like, all of his attacks, I know what I need to do. Dodge under, dodge left, you know, dodge right. I know what I need to do. That jump, I know what I need to do, and it doesn't consistently work. So that's not my fault. That's not on me. I think it's an intentional thing. Like, they want you to feel like you can't dodge it, so you've got to go get your horse. Even rolling is inconsistent on that. Even rolling. I've tried to roll through it, and sometimes you get iframes and sometimes you don't. It doesn't seem consistent. Rolling is still your most consistent form of evasion. Jumping can work, but it's probably not as safe as rolling in some circumstances. I can't even get consistency out of the roll, though. If I could get consistency out of the roll, I would just do that instead of jumping. I beat him by bleeding him out as a samurai. I just think they want you to fight him on the horse. I think the encounter is literally it's designed to be like a, you're not supposed to fight him yet, right? More people will beat this game than their Souls games. Guy just beat Ishin, can't get past first big enemy. But you're not intended to get past him. It's an open world game, so like it's designed to, there are going to be times where they did that in the Breath of the Wild. You'd like wander into an area and it would be blatantly obvious you weren't supposed to be there. No, if you block it, it takes all of your stamina and breaks your stance. And if you don't have full stamina, you lose, you take damage. Oh golly. Nope, can't get greedy with 3. He moves in like slow motion. Reading him is tough. I'm stuck on the rock. You're gonna have to fight people on your own terms in this game. Uh-oh. He's angry. I had to freaking rub my face. I hit dodge. I swear to you I did there. I did it again. There are no performance issues. Change the title and get good. Educate yourself and don't be a douchebag. There are performance issues reported by Digital Foundry, reported by every review outlet that's out there. Maybe don't be a douchey fanboy. Change your title. There's no performance issues. Yeah, okay. Go watch my stream from last night. There's also people reporting issues with input. I swear to you, there was at least twice there where I hit the button and just stood there. I don't know if it's when you're standing on uneven ground or something, like because of the rocks. I swear to you, there are times where I'm pushing the button and nothing's happening. You know what I mean? Guy died to a giant and is getting mad about a comment. No, I'm educating a stupid person. I'm not mad. Like, I know it's easy to project that I'm angry when you've been corrected for your stupidity. I know that's an easy and lazy response when you're dumb and you can't argue intelligently about something. I know it's hard for you to be stupid on the internet. Like, being stupid on the internet's a severe challenge. It's a severe condition that many people have. I got greedy. Went for an extra one. Okay, that hits from pretty far. Ah! No, this is not a boss. Vanquish an enemy group will replenish your flasks. Really? The number and type of flasks to be replenished varies depending on the enemy group. You cannot replenish more flasks than your maximum allows. That's kind of new. You couldn't do that in the first game, could you? There's a shield you can get early that has 100% physical blot mitigation. It's glorious. New mechanic. It is. It's super nice. I wonder if they did that as a way to contextualize their format into the open world. Like, you need to be able... You know what I'm saying? You need to be able to, like, just roam the open world and not have to worry constantly about your flasks. Keep the action more, no interruptions. Take the helmet off, you remove fat roll. I'm not fat rolling. Alright, I want to see something. Memorize spell, sort chest pest. Okay. Is he a respawning enemy? The guy that I fought? They 100% did that for the open world. This game is new. Obviously, it's going to have issues. People are calling you dumb because you're not addressing that it's obviously going to have bugs on launch. You talking about me or the guy that came in and was saying there's no performance issues? Like, that guy was just an idiot. Like, don't be a fanboy. The game has performance issues. We covered them. I reported on it at the beginning of the stream. We're now comparing performance yesterday on PC to PS5. And I am playing the PS4 version on PS5. Flask refill isn't new. It was in Dark Souls 3, just rare. Oh. Thank you for the $2 tip, by the way, Greyhound. If you guys are enjoying the show, smash the like button, smash subscribe. We're just exploring, comparing performance to yesterday. These aren't normal launch bugs. Yeah, like a normal launch bug is like you fall through the map or a quest is broken. I don't understand near perfect scores for graphics, animations, and gameplay. Games have to be judged. Oh, we had a bit of it. We just switched ingest servers, so there's going to be a little bit of a blip. There's going to be another blip in about 30 seconds. Okay, if you have any issues, just refresh. People in chat, if there's anybody complaining about issues, just tell them to refresh. We just switched ingest servers. That's on YouTube, not on me. I don't know why they do that. It seems to happen when we're having really good viewership. I think they bump us to a better ingest server. I don't know why they wouldn't have done it earlier. And we are just exploring the open world. Okay. But I mean, in context, looking at this strictly as a PS4 game compared to any other PS4 games. What was that? Why did I point? Stormfoot Catacombs. ACG removed his buy rating for Elden Ring and changed it to wait for a sale. I told you that all those reviewers would be angry. They all look like a bunch of idiots now. And it's not their fault. Oh, golly, golly, golly! That was rude. Saw that from ACG. I'm totally vindicated. It's a bit extreme. I don't think it's extreme. It's virtually unplayable on PC. Summoning pool is now functional. Locked by some contraption. Are those silhouettes of other players? Yes. Ambush ahead, therefore try luring it out. Good old souls. Come up here, bro. Alright. It's a 4 hit. It's a 4 hit on these guys. He's up there. He's throwing. Dude, acquire the materials, you moron. I gotta unbind that, dude. I don't need to emote. There's no reason for that. Event, examine, open. Wait, why am I emoting? I don't think I was doing that yesterday. It's a motion control thing because I'm hitting Y. How do I turn that off? Okay, it's off now. Like, I'm just trying to pick up an item and I'm like emoting. Like, what the frick? Into the something? Somebody made it down there. Try attacking. Perfect. I can't tell where I'm supposed to go. What the? Huh? Huh? Oh, he? Bro, what are y'all waiting for? Oh, I see. Oh, golly! No, 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 no! I hate when they spam you like that, dude. Freaking hate that. The stun lock gets stun locked. Why am I playing the PS4 version? Because it performs more consistently. Opening. Oh. Dang it. Even free damage on me. I hate all the stupid shadows. They keep freaking me the frick out. I'm like, who's that? Is it possible to move save data between versions? I assumed as much. Oh, it's off. Oh, golly. Defeating one by one required a head, but if only I had a decoy. You're able to get one R1 each slam of the boss coming up. Thanks for the $5 tip and the tippity tip. Can you disable those shadows? I don't know. I just know they keep tripping me out. Stupid targeting. Oh, come on! What? Secret ahead. You straight up walked through there. With a spirit calling bell, you can use ashes to summon various spirits. Something typically consumes FP. You can only summon one type of spirit at a time. You cannot summon spirits during multiplayer. Okay. What can how do I assign the top thing? Like, I don't understand. How do I assign something to the top? Can't I assign that spirit thing there? It goes on the ability bar next to your flasks. Top is your spells. No, the top spot is spells. So this thing that I got is not a spell? Summon 5 wandering noble spirits? It's an item. Can't use them yet until you get the bell. Got it. Okay. Okay, so we're missing something. Visions of down. Oh, there's a switch somewhere that we haven't found or something. Liar ahead. Be wary of unnoticed? There's got to be like a switch somewhere. Whoever left that message, they acted like there was something in here. People are saying to go back up the ladder. Okay. About this. Flyer ahead. Time for the hidden path. Aha! Oh gosh. Okay. Alright, that's open now. Alright. Alright, let's rest and get our flasks back. I can't remember. Are there guys in here? No. Oh boy! It's time to fight the kitty cat. Holy frick! Ooh! Gosh, he's fast. So he goes up. He goes up with the sword before it comes down, like real fast. Too early on the side. Golly, he's quick. Did you unlock the can of tuna charm? No. Wait, why didn't I spawn right outside? This was an intern's design. A new guy had a ball with this. Yeah, aren't I supposed to... Do I have to touch it first? I thought you were supposed to start right here. It doesn't matter, but I thought that's what they said. Maybe I misunderstood. Or is that a summoning thing? Is that one of the summoning things instead? Alright, buddy. Too early. Gotta wait for him to get to the apex. It's so, the camera is so hard. It's so hard to tell when he's at the apex because he gets above you. I can't see. I jacked that up. I had to double roll. It's so hard to time that. Slam hitbox making an appearance as well. Yeah, it's really hard because you can't, like, he gets out of my frame. Like I can't read the visual cue because I can't see him. Like he's getting me the most with going up in the air because like I literally can't see him. It's like how am I supposed to read the cue when his entire body leaves my frame of view? Don't forget to block sometimes. Yeah, I don't think you can block the slam, though. Damn. I rolled too early. Oh, you jerk! That thrust was so rude. That thrust was so rude, bro. Cat no play fair, just like in real life. Yeah, he's a bit of a cheater. Try rolling back for the slam. Too early. That was stupid. Come on! He doesn't like when you heal. He's going to frickin' thrust when you heal, and he's going to cover great ground. Quality of life improvements? Yeah, they said in a couple interviews that they wanted it to feel like you could just get right back to the bosses. They didn't want it to feel like you had to do this whole, like, big giant retread thing. Oh, he turns! Oh, that is so not cool, bro. Did you see that? That turn? I gotta roll back on the big swing. Whoa, you are mean. I rolled, bro. I swear I did. No! Such freaking BS stun lock. No, 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 no! Try two-handing? Yeah, but I can periodically block and respond. I probably had him that time if I wouldn't have got caught in that stupid flame. Roll back, roll back. Oh, you did two. Got it. Good fight. Good fight. Just in case. Wanted to finish him with a little bit of style. That ping pong, that's fun. It's fun. It's really nice being able to use that on a boss. I dig it. I dig it. I dig it, chat. I really do. Okay, hang on a second. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Guard counter is fantastic. It just feels so nice. It feels so, so nice. All right, give me just a second. I'm going to run upstairs and use the restroom. Run upstairs and fix the restroom. Apparently, there's an article Paul's found, Sports Key to how to fix stuttering on PC. I don't know. Hit like, hit subscribe, more gameplay, more Elden Ring. Don't go anywhere, guys. Thank you guys so, so much. We are we're gonna keep playing, keep exploring. I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving it. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. See the chairs taking over? That's right. We're going to do a little bit more exploring before we're going to keep playing. We're going to keep playing, obviously, but we break up the stream so they're not too long. Okay. Wait. We probably should do this. Yeah, if you've never been here before, every Friday is From Friday, dedicated to FromSoftware games. How do you get the HUD to come up? Zoom out and overview the map. There's nothing to see. Press triangle. Thank you. I kept pressing up on the D-pad. I'm like, I know that's not going to work for forever. Didn't feel like getting stabbed or burnt. Okay. You can turn it on always? Oh, I can? Yeah, I'd rather just be on all the time. There we go. Yeah, I prefer it just to be on all the time. Where's the cave with the dog? Come out here to the left, to the west, and then it's down. It's over there. Rageous Rose plus 1 tablespoon organic coconut oil. Bulletproof coffee equals Raja style. Just made some. Nice, Gritter. And thank you for the $10 tip. Thank you for all the tips and subs today. Sub count just won't quit. Remember your soul count? Yeah, I need to get somewhere where I can spend them. Because I can't spend them yet. The frick are those things? Not about to find out. Is it gonna pop? Time to play soccer with it. What? That is a freaking huge dragonfly. Oh my gosh! I can target it? Is it gonna mess with me? Bro, don't you do it. No. Don't you do it. You're too fake. You don't need to sting. Oh, freaking! There's a turtle! There's a turtle too! Oh, golly! Sorry, little guy. Well, I'm gonna leave you alone. What in the frick, man? Oh, there's guys roaming the open world. Love that. Love that. What is that thing? Hey, it's like a big squirrel. Oh, no. What is that? There's big bats over here. Do the random animals and creatures fight back? Some do. Church of Ella. Through your map, you can instantly travel to any sites of grace you've discovered. However, there are some dungeons and other areas that cannot be done.
You're tarnished. I can see it.
You're the Grinch that
But I
stole
can
Christmas.
see that you're not after my throat. Then why not purchase a little something? I am Kale, purveyor of fine goods.
With the shop menu, you can spend runes to purchase various items. Flask of Wondrous Physic, Waypoint Ruins.
Goodbye for now.
At a smithing table, you can spend runes and smithing stones to strengthen your armaments. Somewhere in the lands between, you may meet a blacksmith who can make your armaments even stronger. With the smithing menu, you can spend runes and smithing stones to strengthen your armaments. You can strengthen your armaments up to +3 at the smithing table. Somewhere in the lands between, you may find a blacksmith. Okay. Additional items required. Oh, I need another smithing stone. Okay. Dog. 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 By crafting in a torch. Oh yeah, we probably should buy a torch. Crafting kit enables the practice of item crafting. Required for crafting cracked pot items. Reveals co-op and hostile summoning signs. Allows viewer to see far away. Throwing enemies. Expanding crafting expertise or repertoire. Then we got arrows, bolts, a shield, and then this chain mail. Lantern, not torch? Its literal name is Torch. What do you mean?
Goodbye.
Okay, so we need to head to the northeast, it looks like. Oh, it's kind of pointing where I'm supposed to go. Is that what that's doing? Oh, a lantern doesn't require you to hold it. It goes on your belt. How are performance issues? I'm playing the PS4 version on the PS5, and I haven't had a single performance problem. I haven't. There were a couple times where I was fighting the giant where I was on uneven ground and I felt like my buttons weren't registering, but that's it. Like, sometimes I think the game gets funky when you're standing on rocks and stuff like this. It can just get funky with, like, registering inputs. It happened in the Cinder fight in Dark Souls 3. Like, you would swear that you had pressed the button and it's not, your dude just frickin' stands there. Oh, that's bad. Doesn't seem like a big downgrade from last night. I think this art style benefits very minimally from like a high performance PC or like upping the graphics. The art style doesn't really, I don't know what the word is. It doesn't put those things on display in like big grandiose fidelity. Does that make sense? It's not that kind of a game. Two for one. I'm about to get ganged up on here. He's getting smart. Oof, that could have been bad. Got to be careful. He's doing a multi. Oh boy. Ah. He's breaking me. Oh, frick, bro. I know better. I know better. I have faced a worse mob than the likes of you. Yeah, you first. Oh, that's a big one. No, I want you, I want you, I want you. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh, the long draw got me. Are the dead lootable? Sometimes. They'll have like a glowing thing on them when there's a loot. You don't loot their body. They drop something and you pick it up is probably a better way to describe it. Map found. Oh, look at that. Limgrave. Dumb. I didn't target him. As long as you open with that, you stun him. Hi, buddy. A flail. So it requires a dexterity of 18. Is that what I'm understanding? And my dexterity is not there right now. My dexterity is 13. You get torrent yet? No. I'm doing a bit of wandering and fighting and things like that. Pillaging. Ah, there's a bonfire up there. I love how you can see when there's one close. A great sword. Requires a strength of 16. Wait, is the greatsword one-handed? Yeah, it is. Look at that. That's dope. I keep pushing in the right stick to scan. Oh! Oh, I got their outfit. Better for slash and pierce. Better against holy. Weaker against the it helps my poise a little bit. Yeah, but it looks lame, so we're obviously not going to wear it now. Who wears ugly stuff in games like this? Which big reviewer changed their rating to wait to buy, wait for sale? Who specifically? How did they state it? ACG did it. Wait, now does touching that restored my without resting? Okay. So the graces seem to be there seems to be a path that's being pointed. Oh golly. What the frick, man? Bro. Oh! Run. Listen, dude. Oh, what the frick was that? Come out here and fight. Oh, does he have a crit spot I missed? I missed it. Oh. Golly. Oh! No, he didn't! Oh, I had him! I'm so tired of the slams in this game already, bro. Already I'm tired of the slams. Like, there's such a lingering damage. It's like you dodge the slam and then there's like this wave that comes off of it that gets you anyway. I'm freaking tired of it. Already I'm tired of it. In the morning? No. Oh yeah. I thought it was. I thought tomorrow was Friday. Yeah, that's perfect. Got a serpentine. Come on. he gets a little follow-up. No! Dang it! Throw knives at the art. Shut up. I had the perfect opportunity to clear him, and now I got other guys in the areas, dude. Got other guys in the area. It's so freaking irritating when they come and get involved like that. Keep getting him down. I keep getting him down, then he throws all his freaking tantrums, and like I can't. It's so hard to get away. Freaking archers. Alright, we just have to stay up here so we don't draw those other guys. Bull. Oh. Bull. Okay. Now, he won't respawn. At least the last one didn't.
Greetings, traveler from beyond the fog. I am Melina. I offer you an accord. you heard of the Finger Maidens? They serve the Two Fingers, offering guidance and aid to the Tarnished. But you, I am afraid, are maidenless. I can play the role of maiden, turning runes into strength to aid you in your search for the Elden Ring. You need only take me with you to the foot of the Erd Tree. Then it's settled. Summon me by grace to turn runes into strength. Ah, another matter. I bequeath to you this ring. Use it to traverse great distances. It will summon a spectral steed named Torrent. Torrent has chosen you. Treat him with respect. Shall I turn your runes to strength? Let my hand rest upon you. For but a moment, share them with me.
With the level up menu, you can spend runes to increase your attributes. With each attribute increase,
you would follow.
With each attribute increase, your level rises by 1. As your level rises, so does the amount of runes required for your next attribute. See, I don't know what I want to lean into, strength or dexterity, because that mace looked really nice, but if we're going to go sword and board... How can a spectral steed be respected, right? Quality, so I'd say strength first. You think all strength right now? I feel like we could do some vigor, some endurance, but... We'll do some vigor, some endurance, some strength. Use a spectral steed whistle to summon your spectral steed. If your spectral steed dies, you can summon it again, but it will cost 1 flask of crimson tears to do so. You can dismount by using your whistle or by pressing. From the pouch in the main menu, you can equip 6 items to your pouches. 4 of those can be used without opening the main menu. Okay. Alright, this is the perfect time to start the next one. Give me a second here. We have to break these streams apart because they get too long, and then they're not, the videos will perform poorly as a VOD, basically. Basically, people don't like to consume super long videos, so we like to make them a little bit easier for you guys to consume. All right, just in case the redirect doesn't work, I put a link in chat for you guys. It'll be a brand new stream. Hey, thanks for clicking on the video. Continuing our Elden Ring gameplay here on Reforge Gaming. We've got our mount. We've moved through some of the early areas of the game. Really appreciate you watching. We are playing the PS4 version on the PS5 for the reduced resolution, but we get a much steadier frame rate performance. There is a continued issue with frame rate. So we are going to bring everybody over from the previous stream as well. We did a discussion